Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of a Pretty Little Podcast. I am Allie Violet Vixen Commissaro, and I'm here with my beautiful co-host.
Hi guys, I'm Jessie. Welcome back another week. We're so excited to have you. We have a very exciting guest coming on tonight.
We have a real treat tonight. Sepsis, a dynamic and genre-defying band, unites powerful vocals with electrifying instrumentals to create a unique sound that transcends boundaries. With a name inspired by medical terminology, Sepsis delivers a musical prescription of energy, emotion, and raw talent. Please give a warm welcome to Sepsis.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, everyone.
How's
Hello.
it going?
Hey.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Great. How are you?
Really good.
Good. So let's start off. I want everybody to kind of go through, say who you are and how you're connected to the band.
You're muted.
I was gonna say this is like the Brady Bunch. Who's going?
Yo, for real.
How did you guys get up there like that? How am I
Bro, bro.
Right. So who's going first?
Ladies first.
Everybody's dressed so nice. I feel
Yeah,
like
nobody.
everybody's dressed better.
Just jump right in.
Yeah. Zach's always dressed nice. Well, Zach's in the band obviously because the way he dresses. How did we all get here?
All right. Well, if it's down to me. So hi, my name's Melissa Wolfe. I am the vocalist for Sepsis, and the band first formed in 2010. I met William here down below through a Craigslist ad. So he had posted and I had replied. We had set up a sort of vocal tryout thing, and I went to his basement in the middle of Manchester, New Hampshire, and we did a little tryout. After I got there, I was like, oh my God, everybody's rapping. So I was confused. I was like, this is a metal tryout. Like, we're doing the metal thing, right? And he was just like, yeah, absolutely. He starts ripping it up on the guitar. He killed it. And then I showed him some covers that I did at the time, along with some originals.
What was the first cover that you did?
It was Evanescence, My Immortal.
Awesome.
Yes, I love that song.
Yeah, I don't recall me ripping it up though. You said something.
You were so amazing. Don't even lie. Don't even lie.
The whole. First of all, you made it sound like it was like a gang initiation or something.
Everybody was rapping. It was confusing. I was yelling.
Just adding suspense to her story.
Right. Right. Criminal suspense. No.
Right.
I didn't quite rip it up. It was confusing because we had a hip hop studio in my brother's basement at the time, and it was leaking, and it had like holes in the ceiling and real rock and roll stuff. And we were finishing up a hip hop session when she walked in, so she didn't think it was a real audition.
I was escorted down there by a young girl. Also,
that sounds even safer.
We called her Pop. She was kind of like a little manager at the time.
And what was going through your head as you're walking down the stairs? Like,
it was crazy. It was the craziest feeling. I was like, what am I doing right now? Am I really doing this? But yeah, no, we made it through the tryout, and I don't know, he just kind of was like, yeah, we got a lot of work to do, but if you got something here. Honestly, there was supposed to be another girl showing up that day. She never showed up for her tryout, so I kind of won by default.
Yeah, her name was like Ashley Fantastic or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, she had like a stage name like Ashley Explosive or something.
It was something crazy.
But she never made it though. So we thought that Melissa was Ashley the whole time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we were like, oh yeah, good tryout, Ashley.
Killing it, Ashley.
Yeah. But then her name was really Melissa. Kind of screwed things up for the future.
Yeah, he thought I was Ashley.
Yeah. So yeah, later we put everybody that was part of the team at the time and put the pieces together. That's how it'll happen. Most of us are Craigslist babies.
Yep.
This story's
Okay, so the other members, what's your story? How did you come to?
Ooh, okay. So so I started out when I was younger, or like a kid, but it didn't last long. But I picked it up later on. Um, you know, a kid from a thrift shop, and I was holding like jam sessions in my basement. I ran into a pianist at the time. Nate was in the band as a keyboardist, and he invited me to audition.
There's
And
another basement in Manchester. I just want to make a mental note of that.
Different
yep,
basement.
yep, in my basement in Manchester, and it hit off really nice. I mean, they came into my basement. We hung out, showed me a few things, and as soon as we got through like a couple verses, we already knew that it was a match. So it was pretty cool. It was my Sepsis is my first band ever, and it holds a lot in my heart.
What a great band to be with.
Yeah.
So Zach, what about you?
Oh, good, my turn. So basically, I was delivering pizza one night, and I just showed up at their doorstep. No.
Yeah, just like that. In his bathrobe.
And it was, history in the making. No,
Did you enter a basement?
Yeah.
no, I'm the one not basement member apparently.
That's true. That's true. That's true. You're not.
Yeah, no,
Oh
so I knew them from around the scene. So I've been playing in bands for 10 years now, and I saw that they were looking for a new bass player. What 7 months ago? That's when the ad went up, and we have a mutual friend from another local band, Alex from Trading Tombstones, and I asked him because I know he had played with Sepsis before, so I was like, what's the deal? Are they cool or what? I've never met them personally, so he's like, oh no, they're really good people. You'd fit in really well with them. Like they're into a lot of the same stuff that you like. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I hit up Will, and I was like, hey, I saw you guys are looking for a bass player. I've been doing this for a while. I've been out touring and everything, all that. I think I'd be a good fit. Mm-hmm. So he's like, yeah, why don't you come on by and we'll just chat and see what's up. And first night I went over there, I met Will, Lexi, and Melissa, and we just hit it off right off the bat. It was just a fun time. We just got talking about what goals, aspirations we had, stuff like that. And it was just like, well, it was like meeting old friends for the first time. Like it's like, oh, we've never met, but I feel like like we've been friends for a long time. And ever since then, it's just been a fun ride of learning their material and just kind of just trying to like dive right into the band.
And you're last. We need your story.
Yeah, so I'm hot sauce. I play guitar
Okay.
in Sepsis, and I met Melissa through a Facebook group probably 2 years ago. So we were kind of like adjacent to each other. Kind of found my way into this Facebook group when I was doing a band called Anxious Hands area. And in that group. It was either in that group or on their actual Facebook
Say the
page.
name real quick one more time of the band that you were in because you got cut
Oh,
off a little bit.
oh yeah, I think I saw that. Anxious Hands. I got into this Facebook group when I was fronting Anxious Hands a few years ago. And we had communicated a little bit, but when I saw the ad go up that they were looking for a new guitarist, I messaged the same day, answered a few questions Melissa had, and just tried to get into a meeting as quick as possible. And from there, I mean, it's been a super fun ride.
So I have to ask, how did you guys come up with the name?
So the name Sepsis, the original word spelled Sepsis, is based on a blood infection. So if you spell it like the dictionary, that's what you're gonna get. If you spell it the way we spell it, it's more like our own unique original word. So we added an extra S on the end on purpose. When we first formed, we kind of had an idea of where the world was heading in technology, and we knew that everything was going to become Google, basically. So everything's Google searched now, and so we spell it like that to make ourselves more Google searchable, so you can actually find us.
And not just find, like, do I have sepsis? Or, like, etc. Yeah.
Exactly.
One of the coolest things is if you put in #band into Instagram, I know Instagram, possibly others, Sepsis comes up. That's the first one to come up. That's pretty awesome.
So we're going for. All right.
That's good.
So you guys announced yesterday that you have new music coming next week.
We do. It's called Romance in Reality. Yeah, it comes out December 21st.
So excited.
This
So
song,
you were saying that it's not like anything else that you've done.
this is about like the space in the music industry. It addresses people that think that they can get ahead of their neighbors when really they just live on the same street. It's about musicians who are too interested in becoming viral, or being self-worshipped. It's about plastic society. And basically, we're all like romantically wrapped up in ourselves. Think of romance as what you see on the screen, and reality is what you see in the mirror.
Yeah, what you wake up to.
And I love that you guys practice what you preach because you guys are constantly supporting bands around you. I mean, you're constantly asking where people are from, who they're listening to. I love that you support the other bands that much. It's great.
Hell yeah.
So speaking of which, can we get who you last added to your playlist?
So I recently added some Dead by Wednesday.
Yeah, they got new stuff out. You got to check out the new Scarecrow Hill's really good. And,
I was gonna say Scarecrow Hills. What I just added.
A Simple
Scarecrow Hill,
Complex
and,
is another one I added.
another band. Yeah, another band that's really popping right now is Paradise is Canceled, and our good friends. You got to check out our good friends from Carpathia also.
Definitely.
Paradise is Canceled.
Yeah, they're kind of my thing right now. Paradise is Canceled, and Dead by Wednesday just came out with a new video this week, and it's crazy. Top notch stuff. You got to go check that out.
Fun.
Yeah, but we're always on the hunt. It's like it's kind of discovering music is hard to do. It's something that sounds cool in a Facebook post, but it's actually it takes a lot of hard work. I mean, that was the thing with sending people out west to find gold. You know what I mean? That's the big hype. Is people digging through the sand, and that's why people play scratch tickets. What's so addicting about it is, well, not just money, but people discovering that rush and discovering that that one band that you fall in love with, or that one piece of jewelry in a thrift store, that one, that one hat you just can't take off. But yeah, memories and moments, man. And to find the soundtrack to your life, you really got to dig for it.
I
To
always
follow.
go for the openers. Like, I have friends that are like, "Oh, I'll just skip the opener and go." I always go for the openers because that's how I find some bands that come up, and some of the openers. I'm like, blow me away. I'm like, I always go for the openers 100% of the time because you're gonna see some bands that you're either gonna fall in love with or that are gonna blow up.
Right.
Now.
And my favorite bands have played that, hit a bad note or two. If I search my favorite bands, we just live in a world today where everyone's supposed to be Peter, Patty, Petty, perfect, and that's not music. Your best friend's band is the most undiscovered band on planet Earth. Trust me. The best, greatest, undiscovered, underrated band, unfortunately, lives in your town.
Yeah.
And my favorite bands in the world, with the exception of Ronnie James Dio, everyone hits a bad note every now and then. And the bad notes are the most cringiest, cool, sexy, dangerous parts about rock and roll. So
I love
for
to see
me,
what people do with it when,
I-
like, a few times there's been sound issues or whatever, and I love what some of the bands like do with it, even with having like all things working against them. They still get up there and do their thing.
and
entertain
there
the
is
crowd.
plenty of perfect music. There's plenty of auto tune. There's plenty of perfect AI music that's coming out. There's plenty of perfect people. There's plenty of filters. There's plenty of all kinds of filters and camera tricks. There's plenty of synthetic computer music and karaoke stuff. There's plenty of it. So what we need more than anything is human beings ability.
So, if you had to describe your overall sound and style, and I'm going to ask all of you to do this, could you describe your sound and style in 3 words?
Oh. I think hot sauce should go first.
Go ahead.
See,
They
3
called
words.
you out.
They called me out. Yeah, they did. 3 words for Sepsis' sound.
It's tough, right? It's hard for me.
It's hard to narrow it down to 3.
That's why I asked you as a guitar player, because
I got it.
well-versed.
I'm on it.
You're on it?
Yeah, what you got?
Sick, metal, and twisted.
Nice.
I would to describe it, I would say wow. I would say dancey, sexy, and dangerous.
Damn right.
3 words.
I like the word dancy.
3 words, I'd say fucking groovy, man.
Anything Zach says is correct, by the way.
Electrifying melodic dance.
I feel that.
Definitely electrifying for sure.
Right? It's
For
just electric.
Now, I know you guys are constantly evolving, but who are some of your influences?
Mine are ranging from Evanescence to Michael Jackson, Dio, some Hailstorm, Avenged Sevenfold.
So yeah, Melissa likes rock and roll.
Pretty much.
She's into rock and roll. You know what I mean? Her influence happens to be rock and roll.
Yeah.
Rock and roll music.
Rock and pop. Pretty much. There's definitely some pop in there.
Who are the rest of you listening to? influenced you?
Man, I love thrash metal. I
That's
love
Jesse's
funk
thing.
music, and I like gangster rap music.
And
Nice.
Dragon Force.
Yeah, anything fast and competitive guitar.
And Pantera.
Yeah, I like that too. Right, I like rock and roll. I like rock and roll.
I like R&B, hip hop, metal. So you're talking like Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, to The Used, to Taking Back Sunday, to A Day to Remember, Falling in Reverse. A lot of good stuff.
Love the variation.
Yeah, there's a lot of it.
I have a lot
I
that
think you need that today too.
Right. I have a lot that I could list, but I'm going to pick 3 just to list off, and I'll give you a brief reason why I'm picking them. The first would be Twisted Sister. They were the first rock band that got me into rock and roll.
I'm
But
so glad you.
also,
Yeah. Let us
also
know.
for 10 years prior to them actually making their big break, they were a huge DIY band that would sell out the plate, and they didn't have any record label support or anything. They proved that they could just do it on their own. Second influence is going to be Kiss, because they're a band that really chose to put everything into a stage show and just go, wild with it. The sky's the limit, and then beyond. Space age comic book heroes. They weren't just a band; they were a band, and then they really proved that merchandising can be huge in music. And then the last, which is going to be a little bit of a twist because it doesn't match the 2 that I just mentioned before, is comedian Bo Burnham, because I'm a huge musical comedy fan, and he a lot of his comedy work, and I'm talking before Inside, specifically Make Happy. That was just the absolute best, perfect special, and that's what really got me diving into having lighting and other stage elements tell part of your story.
Yeah.
Plus, he's phenomenal.
Hot sauce?
A lot of my influences and like my style of playing really branch from like bands or places that really mix genres together, that have like really awesome stage presence. I have a background as being a jazz player, actually.
That's
So,
fun.
I mean, I can take some stuff from like, like an Etta James tune and figure out a way to take chords, those melodies, put them into something more rocky. Recently, what I've been listening to, and it's been really kind of shaping my playing style a lot, is a lot of bands that have been kind of like meshing different genres together. So, like, I've been listening to a lot of Sleep Token. I've been listening to a lot of
We've had a few people mention Sleep Token on here, actually.
They have like one of the biggest albums of the year. They did a lot of genre mixing, especially with that last album. It's like super proggy, and they have like these Linkin Parky bits in there. I was like very like it's like so much like in one album, and it's mixed. It's mixed very well. But as soon as you said genre mixing, I was like, we got a Sleep Token. I was like, I know that one. Horrendous is a great band from Philly. That does a lot of super cool genre mixing and like dueling guitars and stuff like that. And they're from Philadelphia. If you like stuff like that, definitely check Horrendous out.
I'll check them out.
So, what's been your most memorable experience from a live performance?
Well, really, for me, being able to solidify the lineup we have, and it might seem calm and convenient, but we just played Swarmy Fest in our hometown in Manchester. Me and Melissa played hundreds of shows, and we played 100 shows with people that aren't going to play anymore with us. You know what I mean? So we're excited to play on stage with people that are playing with us, and we're excited to play with people that are glad to be here and that understand our goals, and good to feel like a band again and to be happy playing and to have a big part of our goals introduce and reintroduce fun into the recipe. I think so many bands are trying to crunch the numbers or get to the next goal. Or, it's popular to say monetize this or algorithm that. But I
It's a
think with
pain in
this
the
band,
ass.
yeah,
I'm just gonna say it. It's a pain in the ass in trying to
with
get
this
there.
with with this group, it's not this lineup in this group. It's been nice to play music with people that care about music again.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's nice to play. Me and Melissa have had several different versions of this band, and it's the whole thing has been fun. And we've had some really great players here, but the best players that have played with us are the ones that are grateful and the ones that stay hungry. You mentioned something about the opening bands before, and it's one thing to be a great drummer or have blazing guitar skills, but if you're not hungry and you're not grateful and you're not excited about the music, you could be really talented, but I think that translates to the stage. I think people can tell that you don't want to be there. If you're not there for the right reasons. So for this band, every band's different, but for this band, it's not really about the what are we doing. We know what we're doing. Everyone here is qualified musicians in their own right. But for this era, we've really focused a little bit more on the why and sharing those goals together a little bit tighter, a little bit closer. And a big reason why here is because everybody really loves music here. I think everybody really loves being on the stage. I think everyone's really grateful to be a musician, and they know what it's like to work hard as an individual and also how to measure that value inside of a group. So we have a lot to do, but that's the good part is the journey. The cool part is we haven't achieved a bunch of things yet. We haven't. It feels brand new again, but it feels wholesome. It feels real. It feels authentic. And there's a layer of gratitude within the entire group that just feels good. So our last performance for me was great.
Aw.
So William kind of stole my answer for this
That's right.
one.
I
Swarmy
saw it coming.
So Swarmy Fest was absolutely amazing. It was so cool because we had people flying out from like all over to come out and see us, and
Yeah.
it was just amazing to be able to finally meet those people. But another one I had a lot of fun with was our trip to Chicago last year.
Yeah.
Because we got to finally travel out for once. We took the
Yeah.
RV. We
Anytime we
went
get
on
to
that
meet,
journey together.
anytime we get to meet the fans that we really haven't got an opportunity to spend time with, that always feels good.
Where did you guys play in Chicago?
What is it? The WC.
Yeah, the West Chicago Social Club.
Okay. I hear Chicago is a great meal scene.
Yeah, Brian was
Yeah.
telling us that's where
We
he
The
was.
pizza was great.
Yeah, we really wouldn't know, but they treated us wherever we went. They treated us great. We had a great time. It was cool.
Aw.
You know we had to try the deep dish pizza.
I had several different versions of pizza that day.
Sure did.
Everybody was trying to outdo me. And I turned around, somebody else had to do.
Yeah, I want to give you the pizza. Here, try this one. No,
I'll
don't try
fucking
that
hide
one.
in the
Try this
bathroom.
one.
No more pizza.
They were insistent.
No, they were awesome.
So Lexi, you haven't said as much. What is your favorite show? Because you're
all the ones she gets to scream on.
Why'd you have to? You were like in my brain with that.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So it was back in June. We did a show with Dead Reckoning, and that was the first time at Jewel nightclub in Manchester, New Hampshire, where I went up on stage and screamed for the first time. So that's definitely by far my favorite one. But also the Chicago run as well. That was definitely super fun to like go out Midwest and connect with those people out there.
It was nice to meet everybody.
And how was it to get up on stage?
It was amazing. I honestly, I fell in love with screaming a little bit more after I got up on stage for the first time and had the mic on and started screaming, and I heard myself from the PA, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is me doing that!" And then I was like, "I want to do this again."
It's like a whole nother rush.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Just
Oh
pure
yeah,
adrenaline.
and it fueled a whole other like determination and inspiration to keep going. You know, don't stop learning how to scream. Don't stop trying to get better. Keep going. It was great.
So, do you guys have any like hidden secrets to being able to scream like that?
I was gonna ask, have you experimented with pitch shifters? Because they're like sick. You can get some insane sounds out of pitch shifters.
Oh, shifters. I have to try that.
Yeah, if you ever hear those like really woodery, like grindcore vocals, a lot of them definitely look into that. They are like pitch shifted out, like all those grind bands, and they are very specific ones to get different sounds. I know. I was listening to one band talk about like there's like a certain shifter that people use that for, like, really woodery vocals and like different sounds. So there's like a whole thing with that. It's very cool. If you haven't experimented with that.
Heck yeah, that's cool. What I've been mostly doing is I I'll find a vocal teacher. Right now, my favorite is Extreme Vocal Institute. I've been following him. And another thing I've been doing is screaming to a lot of Lamb of God. I listen to a lot of Lamb of God. Mostly because of the way he articulates and controls his scream. That's something that I've been really into lately, is being able to have the structure of the diaphragm and being able to have the breath control and then articulate that so that you're able to hear the words that's coming out of my mouth instead of it sounding like rah, 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 or whatever. You can actually like hear me say run for your life, run as fast as you can. So for me, listening to a lot of Lamb of God and even Arch Enemy, Miss Alyssa White, she also does it too, where she can articulate her screams where you're able to hear her. And that's something that I've been working on and doing, and it's actually kind of helped. So definitely listening to a lot of them definitely works.
You know, that sounds crazy, but I think if people listening at home, that that's not a myth. Your ears. I think people think there's a misconception that music is making a lot of noise and a lot of racket, and that's part of it. But it's also creating a lot of space for your band members to play, for the singer to sing, for the guy to play the drum. You know what I mean? So
Like
it's not all
cohesive
about
sound, yeah.
it's not all about getting up there and making a lot of racket. And for some, there's for some bands they could do that. Now that there's a place for that too. But a lot of times it's not just making racket or just making noise or creating vibration, but it's the absence of that and being aware of that space and being aware of where the bass frequency is and where the scream frequency is and being able to hear the consonants and vowels out of a scream. And she touched on it right there. You listen, you use your ears, you do something that a lot of musicians don't do until they're either too old or they throw in the towel, and that's use what's between their ears is their brain. And listening to music is the best tool in your toolbox. It's not all making all type of noise and flicking your fingers around so much as it is listening. And you said that you were listening and studying. And if I couldn't say anything more, is that there's a lot of power in being able to listen to your band members play and listen to other original music.
Now, what's your favorite song to play? Like out of your songs?
Right now,
Yep.
for me it shifts. And usually I like it. I usually like whatever we're really good at. I'm kind of cliche, I guess, in that. So right now, I still am appreciating. Force You to Lay Down was crazy. all summer. It just really got tight. But between Force You to Lay Down and Fair to Say are this lineup's current heat, I would say.
I was also gonna go with Force You. That's the
Oh,
one
really?
right now.
It just happens to be the current heat.
It's the current favorite. Mine switches all the time.
Yeah, I can't say we don't really listen to our music, so the only time we listen to it is when we're playing it. So yeah.
Does anybody have any other favorites that they?
I know what I want to play. Like I could say, I want to play everything.
I'm gonna say
We're
my
just not. You know
favorite
what?
one right now
We're
is
getting better at everything. We're not that good yet. We got to get better.
right.
For real. We're practicing right now.
Fair to Say is my favorite one right now.
We're trying to get really good right now. That's
What's your favorite one?
Fair to Say.
I'm gonna throw a curveball in there. I'm gonna say More Than Before. That's my favorite one that we play right now.
No, there you go. That's another one I think is really
That one's great live.
Yeah, sounds good right now.
I
It
think
changes because like us as the band members, like I think it's easy for us to like the ones that we're doing really well at.
Mm-hmm.
Because it feels good,
Good point.
right? I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking for myself. I think it feels good when we're all achieving. There's a certain confidence that everybody feels comfortable. I want all these guys to be comfortable when we're playing. So if I'm looking around and somebody's terrified, I'm like, oh no, I want to help out.
I agree with Will. It definitely shifts.
Yeah,
it definitely shifts.
with like the confidence of the band. Like I know, it's crazy. Like when we got to the there's a big solo in the song Eyes of Empathy, and me and Hot Sauce kind of have to trade back these big 8-measure solo parts. Oh, there she goes. So we have to trade these both 8-measure solo parts, and the last show that we had, it was just so great to watch Hot Sauce just like completely captivate the audience and bite down into the solo section and completely just tear it frame from frame, make it her own. And there's those bigger songs like that are so much fun to play when everybody is confident. Like I get a much bigger boost of energy and spirit watching these guys lock in step with that and make it their own. And seeing that and being on stage, watching that, and being a part of that experience I think is the part that really like makes me love whatever we're playing. If I look around and I'm checking the boxes, like my drummer, he looks good, he feels healthy. My singer, she sounds good, she feels healthy. If I'm looking around, Lexi's bopping over by the merch table, I know everything's going good. And I think when things are going good, that's when the music really shines, because I think that's a translation, that's a landmark and a beacon of our hard work. I think when everybody's healthy, when everybody's having fun, I think that's a sign of our success. If I could look over and people are confident and they're playing and they're hitting notes and they're having a great time and the crowd's having a great time, and that self-confidence is in their playing and in their performance, and they've made that performance their own, that is the last box that I can check to be like, yep, that is what success means. When people are happy and they feel like they've achieved something.
So, how do you guys go about approaching like the song writing as a band and the composing aspect of your songs?
So this particular lineup hasn't been with us for a year. So we've been playing together for 9 months. You've
been making moves in that 9 months, haven't you?
It's an incredible feat. I try not to pinch myself too much, like foot and mouth, because you want to be able to just like look at the goals on the paper and you don't want to celebrate too long if you're somebody like me. I've been in the band for 14 years, 3 awards, record deals. We've been through a lot of ups and downs. One cool thing about having ups and downs is that you know a thing or two about survival.
Definitely.
So the general rule of thumb is, you got to be in the band a couple years to write music and publish music with us. And that's just a rule of thumb that me and Melissa have. And unfortunately, we've never had anybody in the band longer than 2 years ever in the history of being in the band that was eligible to contribute. Just because of publishing, we can't publish music with people and have them walk out of the door.
Yeah.
When we're stuck, me and Melissa aren't going to quit. So
this band has been through over 30 members since it first formed.
And that's and that might sound intimidating to some people, but the truth is most people don't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend for 2 years, or stay at a job for 2 years, or live in the same apartment for 2 years, or have a car for 2 years. Most people don't stay in a rock and roll band for 2 years either.
Well, you all need to stay because whatever you're doing is working.
No, it is. But I mean, I'll tell you what, though. I mean, it's life on life's terms, though, too. And appetites and health. Not everybody that has come and gone in the band left and tore the paintings off the wall, and we, that's not the case.
I was gonna say I had to leave for a brief moment.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rob's a returning member. So I mean, life. Some of us are parents, some of us are students. We all come from different varieties and walks of life. And let's face it, sometimes in the beginning, it feels like you want to do something until you've tried it. An orgy sounds great until you go there and you realize half of the people are ugly. When you imagine, I'm not saying you should imagine an orgy, but if you ever do, don't try to imagine everybody being beautiful, because you're in the wrong party. Because I mean, in life, I mean, it's not so much when things are going great. I know we just won the New England Music Awards.
I was just gonna say, congratulations. Tell us all about it.
It's our third time winning it. And the one thing I can say is people come into this band winning awards. People come into this band getting record deals. People come into this band and packing the floor, having a lot of success. And me and Melissa do a really good job on social media presenting us and trying to host new ideas all the time. But it's easy to be on the winning team. What you find your real friends and your real band members and your real team and your real people are here when it gets tough. It's easy to be around, and that's no knock on anybody that's here now or anybody that's left. That's just in life, on life's terms. I mean, you'll find that at the groceries. You find that in every tier and in every level of life. And this is the beginning for us, So, we just won some awards. We just played some amazing music. But I want to make it perfectly clear, a lot of people that aren't playing with us now, they're not playing with us now because me and Melissa have very ambitious standards, and we have very ambitious goals that we have hosted and held, tried and true consistently. We've videotaped our entire lives for the last 10 years, showing people how much this means to us. This isn't a hobby for me and Melissa. So people that come in here for a week or two or a year or two, me and Melissa are going to die in this band. So for some people, this might be their fantasy or their weekend warrior role-playing house thing, or maybe they like it now and maybe not later. They got a foot, but for me and Melissa, this is our baby.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? And people walking in and out of your life on your baby, on any terms, any parent is going to feel a certain way about that. So for us, we don't expect people to feel exactly the way that we do about our baby. However, I think it's important to know that we are aware that we ourselves have extremely high ambitious goals for the band, and normally people do well when things are going well. And we have a lot of growth, and that's not bad news. That is nothing but good news for us. I think we're on the pathway to success. And I think understanding that takes a lot of communication and a lot of adjusting to do something as ambitious as we've set out to do.
Since we're coming up on the end of the year, what are some of the highlights that have gone on this year? Because you guys have had a lot happen.
Well, we filmed a movie. So we've had so many different changes sonically and like with the lineup and what we do for stage plots. Um, that we wanted to make this group of people special. We really want to introduce this group of people to the world. We wanted to introduce this new group of people to our fan base in a way that we never have auditioned members before.
Okay.
So when Zach and Hot Sauce came in, like they knew who Rob was already, but we filmed a movie, an 8-part series called Road to the Swarm, and it came out bi-weekly, and all summer long we documented our whole lives, basically the entire breakup of the band and everything that happened. We cover and document like everything that we went through professionally, and then we covered and documented the professional climb of like what it meant to be in Sepsis, and kind of me and Melissa just ripping and redoing and tearing out the layers and seeing like the anatomy of our band and what really, what parts were personal and what parts were professional, and stripping it back down and kind of measuring and taking personal inventory of the band as a whole, and just auditing ourselves, our behavior, our values, and bringing these guys in and introducing them to our fan base in a way that we do our music. We're really close to our fans. We call them Swarmies. But one thing that's kind of cool about this band, I don't know if you can do it in other bands, but if you're a super fan of this band, you get to take part in creating content with us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I want you
write
guys
the
to
mu-
go
yeah,
through and
you
explain.
yeah, you write the music with us. You pick out the art with us. Our fan base, we are truly an interactive band in the way that we bands get to sometimes choose what symbols go in the songs. We can move parts. We peer review everything before it comes out. So you'll after this, we'll get off and you guys hop on. You'll see a trailer just dropped for the song next week. There's a little teaser that came out that shows the song. But layer by layer, this band is curated and kind of taken care by our most passionate and invested fans that have been involved with the band for years and years. And we will peer review our art and our music and our ideas through them. There's a process of thresholds and creative checkpoints that we go through with our most trusted fans that have been with us for years and years and years before the music gets out to the store shelves, before ideas make it out to the general public or just the fan base. So this really truly is a band that fans of it can go along and help us build the songs and help us build the lyrics and build the lore, and
Now, Melissa, I have to ask you because I see you posting your artwork and different things. What role do you feel that artwork and the visual aspect of the band, what do you feel that plays?
Well, it's super important to have artwork in the band. I do a lot of the artwork and designing. So like you'll see, I make some of the T-shirts. I'm working on eventually being able to put out our own flyers. So I'm actually working a lot more with Photoshop. I just got this recent drawing tablet thing. I think it's called a Uggy. I think that's how you say it. Or UG. I think it's Uggy though. Great tablet. Can't wait to work with it more. I'm going to be experimenting with some of our logo artwork and playing with that a bit. We do a lot of wardrobe. So wardrobe is important in the band too because it shows how unified we are. So a lot of the times, like when we have a show, we'll pick out a color or a theme, and we'll all kind of roll with that. Or like I'll pick out a specific outfit and be like, you guys should try and match me. And they do a great job with it. It's awesome though.
So, what has been the weirdest thing or most unexpected thing that has happened this year for you guys?
Oh my God.
Whether it be a fan moment or just
I would say we were playing at this festival outside, and we have this part in the music where we all do this I'd say like it's a military formation kind of like choreography move. But we're playing the music, and it's kind of like this double half kind of heavy breakdown thing, and it's supposed to be impactful and really serious.
Soon as the drop came,
we were playing outside, and it was pouring rain. I mean, it was awful pouring rain outside. Amplifiers sitting in the middle of puddles. There might have been 3 kids up there watching us. And it was cool because it was like one of our first band moments back with Rob and Zach. And I think it was just the perfect, wholesome, get your ass kicked band moment that Sepsis needed. It was just so, it took us back to our roots. Me and Melissa had a really tough time in the New England scene trying to be a band in the beginning. We weren't very good, and we had moments like this all the time, just complete technical disasters. But those are the kind of things that you learn to appreciate, I guess, over the years. Yeah. And you kind of look back on them, and after you've been in Revolver, and you've done a little signing, and you've got a few placements, and you've done a few things, and maybe you've won a little plastic award. That tends to go to people's heads. That tends to get people, you get 20,000 friends on Facebook. You tend to start thinking you're Slipknot or something. And we realize that happens a lot. And it's just nice sometimes for real life to pop our bubble.
It was pretty hilarious.
You know what I mean?
When the power went out during the breakdown.
The whole power went out in the entire joint.
So the generator shut down in the middle of the breakdown.
In the middle, and so we're.
It was crazy. We all looked at each other like, was it me?
The breakdown broke down.
Who broke it?
It was perfect in the sense that it was almost timed. It was almost perfect choreography, and the power went out exactly when the big downbeat comes in, and the lights go out, the amps go out, and of course somebody is always recording Sepsis, and we got it on a reel, man. And if you want to go back and search for it, if anybody's watching this and you want to go look for it, we caught it all on video. It is great. We just head into it, and there's Melissa jumping around in a mud puddle in the rain, and there's no music, and we just played through it, and that's what we did.
I love that.
And Zach didn't quit the band. See what I mean about that?
Right?
He could have quit right then and there. That would have been it. Oh, and so last night at practice, here's a great one.
You know what's going on. Lexi's already laughing.
Yo, Rob, I didn't even tell you this. So listen, we leave last night from practice, and it's pouring rain on the street.
Yo.
Zach, our beloved bass player, had left practice before us, and we're all going to get in the car. And I look in the middle of the street, and there's just like gear and bags in the middle of the street in the rain. This guy drove off and went home without his gear on the car.
Oh no!
No.
Let me give you the
last night.
I give you the backstory of that.
But we got it. We rescued it.
It survived.
Yeah, I didn't plug it in.
It was
in the car.
We hope.
It's dry. All I know is it's dry.
Dry and that's fine.
Yo, I'm dead right now.
So being like an idiot, I locked my car, left my keys inside, so I leave everything out by my trunk. I'm like, oh, I just got to get the key real quick.
Oh,
Rather than using my phone remote, thinking about it now that I could have done. But so I went back inside, got the key, got back outside, and I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, all my doors are shut. I'm good to go. Totally forgot that I put my stuff down. Drove off. Then as soon as I get home, I'm pulling in the driveway and Will calls. He's like, hey, where you at? I'm like, oh, I just got home. He's like, dude, you left all your stuff outside.
Oh man.
And that's when I realized, I'm like, oh shit, I did. What's it, Daisy?
that's awesome.
I mean, this is like,
That
I
is
don't know
awesome.
if you guys know.
I'm loving it.
Don't, but this is like Manchester. Like you wouldn't want to leave.
Mm-hmm.
It's Manchester. You wouldn't want to leave your gear outside to begin with, but it's just like the strangest thing to go out in the middle of the road and there's just like bases and like that.
Right.
Yo, that is so funny.
Yeah. Manchester is essentially the Detroit of New England.
Right. Right. I was trying to explain that. That was good. That was a good. That was good.
So as far as venues, what's your like favorite venue up your way?
Oh man, that we got a Jewel. We love Jewel.
Yeah.
Just because of the sound.
Yeah, Jewel's amazing.
Yeah, it's our hometown. It's like our hometown thing. Me and Zach want to play the Sphere someday.
Oh yeah.
The Sphere would be amazing.
Imagine playing that. You guys know what that is?
That would be unbelievable.
Have you guys heard of that before?
No.
Oh, you got to check this out. When you get off of this, it's like so when people ask me, "Oh, what's the venue you'd want to play at?" The Sphere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, it's like basically it's a big ball in Las Vegas. It's an omnisphere.
I have heard of that.
I have.
This thing is incredible. It's a ball full of speakers and video.
Okay, who would you want to play there with?
Oh man,
who would be on that bill?
I mean, wow! I have to get back to you on that. This is the Sphere.
Yeah.
Oh man,
you need to put it in the universe, so you gotta at least come up with like 2 names.
Man, oh my goodness! I would honestly, and I'm not trying to cop out, but I would I would probably rather have some of the other folks be able to choose because it would be my dream to make the band members happier for them to play with somebody that they would want to play with. It really would. I don't have to be real with you. I don't have a ton of like heroes in rock and roll, so I can't say that. Maybe some friends of ours locally, huh? I don't know. That's crazy. I don't know. I feel like if I had the opportunity to play the Sphere, I would have to pick the best, underrated bands I could find, I would want to hunt the best underrated bands that I really felt that deserve to be there. That's a tough one.
Mm.
Look, nobody said anything. You see?
I know.
That's my Wednesday.
What do you think? No, because
That's my Wednesday for sure if it's a local band. If it's not, then I would go with like Disturbed.
That would be incredible. Like
nice.
Right? Or Evanescence for sure. That's like my go-to answer.
All down on the ground.
I love Evanescence. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I know you say that. You say that proud. I know that. You always defend Amy. That's right, Melissa.
That's right. Listen, people hate on her for like no reason. She's
phenomenal. Well, she is phenomenal. I've seen her multiple times.
She's successful. Well, you know how it is.
Man, when she played with Korn and they came out and did Freak on a Leash, like I was living for it.
Yeah,
that was really good. That was an awesome cover.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'd like to go through and kind of you guys have Swarm TV, you guys have like the Honeycomb Hideout. Am I saying that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about these different things and how fans can kind of get involved?
Yeah,
Swarm TV is like super interactive with the fans. It's more like a live stream.
Yes.
Whereas the Honeycomb Hideout is like a podcast, more so.
Okay.
So they'll just like kind of talk about certain topic blocks and everything during that. And Swarm TV is more like sepsis related news, updates, announcements. We talk about like upcoming shows and things of that nature.
The podcast is more about, we talk more about like the music industry, like tips and tricks, technology, new social media news, AI, sometimes crazy stories.
What's going on with this rap that I heard you guys talking about it? What is the deal with this rap thing?
Oh well, I mean, what do you mean? Like, what's our big message on it, sort of thing?
Yeah.
So Spotify Wrapped is, it's basically an advertisement.
Okay.
Okay. And to understand what our issue is to understand what we know about it.
Okay.
So I can't let everybody in Sepsis speak on that because it wouldn't be fair to them.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure what they know about it. So to understand, you guys familiar who owns Spotify?
No, but I know that people have been saying some stuff
so,
about.
So we just have to start there. There's not enough time in this program, but we have to start there. So you guys are familiar with streaming music, right?
Yeah.
Of course you are. Of course. So what is it? So streaming is, well, I'll tell you what it is. Streaming music is the answer to piracy. You guys remember that? Some of you guys are younger than me. I'm 43 years old.
Of course.
Bingo. All right. You guys remember sites like BitTorrent or Pirate Bay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So BitTorrent, so you remember a site called uTorrent?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So torrent sites, and now to understand why we're talking about this so much is to know where streaming came from in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Streaming came as an answer to piracy. And prior to streaming, there were sites like Pirate Bay and uTorrent. uTorrent was owned and co-owned by CEO Daniel Ek. And Daniel Ek is the owner of Spotify.
Yeah.
So prior to Daniel being the CEO of Spotify, he was the CEO of a criminal company.
Yeah.
So he was a criminal.
So he just switched it into a.
So and his claim to fame is getting rich off his torrent site, uTorrent, and before selling it to BitTorrent.
Okay.
So Daniel Ek comes from stealing music and stealing audio and video. So to understand why we start talking about Spotify is what we're addressing are people who've gotten rich off of stealing music and stealing audio and video. Stealing music is still illegal. It was then, and it is now. Piracy and music piracy, stealing people's property is still illegal.
Mm-hmm.
So that so in terms of the Wrapped, when we're talking about Wrapped, we're only just talking about one of many behaviors that this criminal uses to have big advertising growth hacks.
I mean, do you guys put your stuff onto Spotify? Like, do you guys put your stuff right on?
Artists don't put their stuff on Spotify. That's not the way it works.
No, they sell your catalog, don't they?
Yeah, like I could check the box and say, ask Pandora. We just check the boxes.
Yeah.
It's just a distributor thing.
It's a distributor.
Right. So like our record label, they could, if they wanted us to be on Disney, I mean, that's up to them.
Oh, okay.
I don't have nothing to do with that.
Well,
You know what
real
I mean?
quick,
Like
I want to go
even if you're
through.
right, even if you're an independent artist, it's not like you don't call up Spotify like, hey man, I want to put my music on your stuff. Like it doesn't.
You can with some podcasts as an individual, because I was on a
Maybe as an I'm not even sure about that. I'm saying as an independent musician, when as a musician, I'm not sure how it works with podcasting. So that might be a different thing. But let's just say you go through CD Baby or you go through DistroKid or an independent. They're gonna upload they just check the boxes. Pandora, Doogie Doogie, Snapchat. It's just wholesale.
Yeah.
It's not like you're selected. You can make fart noises on Spotify. They don't care. You just check the box.
Okay.
They don't care you can upload anything. Duck noises. As long as it's, a minute and a half, Spotify will take it.
See, I like to see the videos, and I like to see. I'm more of a YouTube person.
Another thing though that I want to say here though, people talk with me about the Spotify thing like it's interesting, but I got to remind you, we only talk about it because it's entertaining. We don't even care.
Okay.
The people no, I'm serious. That might sound shallow, but for real, we know that people like to talk about it, but we don't really care where it goes. We don't make music to upload it to stuff. We're not musicians. I didn't get into music to upload my music to computers.
Okay.
So I know, you know what I mean? It's not a sign of success for me to be on Pandora or to be on Apple Music. That might be a sign of success for some musicians. And
You're
I think
not focused on the amount of plays.
Yeah, right. Streaming music isn't. So when I was a little kid, I wasn't like, when I get older, I'm gonna stream some music, and you know what I mean. Like I didn't get into music for streaming. Streaming wasn't available when we started the band.
Yep.
So we've never had. How did somebody tell you a steak is good if you never had one?
Yeah.
True that.
I know it's popular. Artists are supposed to be excited to be on Spotify, but we're just not, And what needs to be understood is we only cover this stuff because we know people are interested in it.
Yeah.
Truthfully, we're not. What I would suggest is there is so much of this information that's public for people. What we're doing and what we're always baffled about is how we'll spark something or we'll set up an opportunity for a conversation and people they don't want to look or do the research or do their own homework. What we're trying to do is not tell everybody step by step what they should be doing. What we're hoping to do is say, this is our experience. This is our interest in the conversation. If this invokes something in you, if it starts a flame, that should be encouraging to you to continue on conversations, to continue on learning about the music industry, to continue on learning and challenge what I'm saying. Go take a peek.
It definitely pulled me
learn about
in.
Daniel Eck. Learn about Daniel. Don't ask me. Go learn yourself. Go on YouTube. Go out there. Go on Google. It's not really about what Will says or what Sepsis says or looking what another band's doing or what another band wants to be on or what platforms are trending. You got to figure out, it's not about what you're doing. It's why you're doing it. And knowing why you're doing it. I'm not here for streaming platforms or being a celebrity or having power over people or who's got more streams or followers. It's just not a thing that this band cares about.
You're there to play music.
We're there to play music. It's shocking, isn't it? It's very rare that you find bands that want to just play. We're one of them. It's weird.
Power to you. So can you tell us about some of the things you have coming up? Like you have the new music next week.
And we got it. Hey, we got probably some of the biggest shows we've ever played. And I can't announce any of them. I'm under strict contract.
Well, we do have one we can announce. Opus is having a birthday blizzard bash.
Yeah, Dead by Wednesday, Connecticut.
New Haven.
And where is that at? One more time.
It's at New Haven, Connecticut, at Toad's Place. January 13th.
That sounds like fun. Now, do you know who you're playing with?
There's 2 stages.
Oh, that's fun.
So there's going to be
There's a lot. Yeah,
of
there's a handful of bands.
And there's more to be announced and surprises. So
Oh,
gonna
fun,
get
fun.
some fat bill.
No, it's a big show.
Oh yeah.
So, knowing that you guys have been through the different phases, what is some advice that you would give to some bands that are in the beginning stages of kind of breaking out into the music scene?
Do your homework.
And
Do
keep working
your
on your
homework.
craft.
Start getting right. I mean, stop listening to your friends, comparing yourself to other bands, looking up at the posters on the wall. Get out of the comment section.
Definitely
Go
spend more time joining forces and learning from
Make-
other musicians.
Make
Spend
solid
less
friendship.
time competing and making comparisons. It's definitely a thing.
Less time competing and making comparisons. More energy and focus on research and finding out what's valuable and meaningful to you. Not focusing or hyper focusing on what is meaningful to the industry or meaningful to an era or meaningful to a certain time. Yeah. Research, education. And you know what? If once you get to a certain place and people start asking you to spend money, have a lawyer or an accountant that you could talk to before you make decisions.
That's great advice. You're actually the first person that has given that advice, and that
Yeah, I would at this stage in the game. If there's one thing that we could have done earlier in the game, we of course we do now. But just have. And you don't gotta have one on retainer, but having a lawyer and an accountant to bounce ideas off of. Before when people start asking you to spend money, that you should.
So, with the holidays coming up, are there any fun plans that you guys have?
We usually do it.
We'll try to do a Christmas stream or something.
Yeah, we usually do something.
I do intend on visiting my family this year. I'm going to do some of that too.
Fun. Yeah, my cousin and I were just talking about this year. We're like going to make a whole night of it and make like all the different cookies and make the different like gingerbread houses. And
nice.
I was gonna say you should have came over here and did that all over here.
Yeah.
And then we would have streamed that. That would have been
absolutely.
Perfect.
And I would have ate all your cookies.
And then
that'd be
ate all the
awesome.
cookies.
We can make star cookies.
Yeah.
Star cookies!
Don't forget the milk.
I'll try if I can get it, because I think I have stars that I could manipulate into like Sepsis stars.
Ooh.
I'll give it a shot.
That would be so awesome.
So with the end of the year, what is at least one of your big goals for next year?
I would love to complete our second album. We're in the process, but I would love to complete that, and I would love to release it in a way that no one has released music ever before. Like I would really love to brainstorm from now until then in a way that we could try to creatively put our brains together to come up with a way to not just drop or release music, or like it's nice to have stuff coming out next week or whatever, but I would like
to be
to
that movement.
I want to try something new. I want to take some risks and have some fun with the art. I don't wash, rinse, repeat. We've done that kind of stuff before, and I know everybody's just the thing is staying with consistency, and everybody has this method of just work hard and things will turn out. But I don't want things to just turn out. I want to have some fun, and I think that in order for us to be successful, I think fun is a major ingredient for us.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
love hearing that. Well, I know that you don't have it planned yet, but do you plan on coming down to this area, or even like to love drafts or anything
we,
around this?
I have, I
We have to
promise.
start harassing Nick.
I no, you know what? That would help. But I think that so I could think I want to play. I want to play with Nick. You know, to be real with you, I'll go on record to say it. I'd rather return and play at Love Drafts because I think it's a nice place and I just love the crowd there. And Nick is great people.
And they just extended their stage like 10 feet.
I didn't know that. Now I want to
Yeah.
go more.
Yeah, they're
Um,
stepping it up.
I hope that I hoped already that we would be able to talk about a date, but I there is another one that's been offered to me. So I will announce a PA date shortly. I can almost guarantee that.
Awesome.
I personally would absolutely love to go on tour and play in front of as many people as humanly possible. I would really like to shoot another music video for the new single we have coming out, Romance and Reality. I would also like to help create Sepsis Overdrive, which
Oh
is
yeah, we have a reality TV show
yeah,
that we're doing.
which is our reality TV show we're going to be working on. So hopefully we can like film that along the way
That
while
sounds
we
so
tour.
silly, but it's gonna be awesome.
I can't get enough of you guys. Like, I try to watch you on as many things as possible. Like, I can't even get enough.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, when you guys were doing the like cat noises last night, like, yes. Now, so all the viewers know, Jesse and I were inspired by Swarm TV
Oh my
because
gosh,
they
so
did their Christmas kitties last night.
I
Y'all look
love
great.
your outfits.
Nah, you look
They're
great.
so
Oh,
adorable.
cute. Like, this is legendary right here. This
Look,
is
no,
the
you
most
look great.
adorable, like, outfits
Melissa,
ever.
how do you say meow? How were you doing it last night?
Meow.
I'm hoping that y'all keep up with the
Meow.
outfits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meow, darling.
Mow.
Meow.
Oh, that's so great. Well, we're getting close to our time, so I will let you guys go. But thank you so much for coming on. You guys are so much fun, and we will definitely have to have you back on to catch
Yes,
up.
I'll let you
Yes,
know if we have a
me as well.
PA date soon. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
definitely,
we
and
will.
we will get it out on all our social media.
Hell yeah.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
guys.
much for coming on, guys, and I hope you have a great holiday season.
Thank you for having us.
Aw, thank you
Bye.
for coming on.
Bye guys.
Bye.
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 Cool. They were
They're
all
so fun.
I know, and they have so much going on and so much going for them.
I know. The whole New England award, that's pretty cool.
That's so cool. Look at us.
They have so much fun stuff coming up. Like, and seriously, I can't get enough of them. Like Swarm TV, it's so fun. Like it's whatever comes to mind. And I love how like raw and like just they say whatever's on their mind.
I love that.
Yeah, like
Publicity.
definitely. So for everybody that all their information, we'll have it across the bottom again. You have to go on. Sepsis, they're basically on every platform. They're just great.
They're definitely worth
They're
checking.
just fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see them live. Like, I miss them the last time that they were up this way. I believe they played with Nailbite a while ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I would have loved to have seen that.
Yes.
But yeah, when I kind of started listening to them, Yesterday Isn't Me.
Mm-hmm.
such a cool song, but like all their songs sound like completely different. So
Yeah,
I can't wait to hear the new one. And
the new content.
yeah,
It's definitely very exciting.
I love these bands that are just like, they just are crushing all the genres. Like,
I feel
don't
like
label me. You're gonna get what I want to give you.
the entire show, I've been like obsessing over this piece of tape. Like, you stay on here, but like the entire show, I've been like, please for
I
more.
thought you were rubbing your ear.
No, I am losing my apps. I'm going bananas.
I was like, either her extensions or like whatever is like itching right.
No, it's the tape. I'm like, you stay on there. Cause like if this had started doing this on me, I would have like
I would have had a strange culture moment. Remember they're talking in the whole picture like this.
I was losing it. I was like,
Speaking of which, went to PC Pub to see Strange Culture.
Yes.
On Saturday.
How was that?
And they released Remain Gone.
Ooh.
It's on Spotify, everything. Love it. Got to hear Looking Glass. Hasn't been released yet, but wait for it because it's fire. And I went to the Octane reunion. That was so much fun. Got to see so many people. Ran into Heather May outside. Finally. We always are at the same event and we've been friends online for like years. I always miss her. And it's like, how do you miss each other when we both have like bright hair?
I do this really interesting thing where I run into people I don't say hi. We just make eye contact and then I leave. And that's on.
And they hit you up on Messenger?
Yeah. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, I just felt awkward to say hi. And I was like, yeah, me too. Are doing these.
My problem is that like sometimes I'm blind.
I'm bad with faces.
Yeah, so if you're like standing across from me, like unless I've hung out with you a couple times, like most likely I'm not gonna pick up on it like just walking by. I'm like oblivious sometimes.
Is confusing. So
but the Landis Theater was definitely an experience. Like Octane, it was really nice to see them perform and they were just a lot of fun. And it was fun to see like all the people that had been at Reed's and like a lot of the bars that are not around anymore and venues. They were just all there just enjoying just a fun reunion.
I love that. I love keeping up with your little life updates and all the cool things that you're doing. You always got.
And the Landis Theater was so cool. It's like an old movie theater. They have like the tiny like little seats in rows, and and it was sold out. Literally mobbed.
I've had a very peaceful week. I saw the new Miyazaki movie, The Boy and the Heron.
How was that?
It was really good. It was like really like dreamlike. It was very like dreamlike. I would say it was more ethereal than like.
That was really awesome. You like ethereal?
It was more ethereal than like Spirited Away. It was like very dreamlike. And the animation was beautiful. I'd like to see it again. I might see it again in English because I want to hear Robert Pattinson voice act. And so I saw that. And I went to a Christmas / birthday party on Saturday.
How was that?
It was fun. It was fun. Tons of food. Unfortunately, I ran into the person whose birthday it was while I was getting their gift, and they went home and they were like, "I saw Jessie. Like, I know we're seeing her tomorrow, but like, it looked like she saw a ghost when she saw me, and she was really awkward." I knew I was awkward.
Story of my life. That happens to me all the time.
I knew I was awkward because I had his gift in a bag, and I'm all of my might not to be like, "You caught me. here's your birthday gift. I just didn't say anything. I was like, oh, hi, and left. So yeah, I was like, oh, dude, I was like,
Dude, it was so bad. The other day, I looked homeless, and I figured I would run to the supermarket like while the Eagles were on.
best time to do it.
Yeah, because nobody is there
Nobody.
while the Eagles are on. They're like wherever watching the Eagles. So I was like, you know what? Bang, this is my moment. Like I'm gonna be able to go right in the supermarket and right out. Don't you know? I ran into like one of my ex-boyfriends from like
No.
back in the day, and I just like looked like, dude, I knew I looked bad. Like, and it's not like it wasn't even the point like I had anyone to impress, but like, you know how you run into someone after like forever, like you don't want to look
Also,
homeless.
it's like, of course, when I look my worst,
Oh
it's
yeah. Today I ran like this.
In the gloomy bear.
It's cold.
Yeah.
They're already aware that I'm a weirdo from the whole month of October. Like, don't judge me.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm a big pink bear.
Yeah.
If you don't know Gloomy Bear, it's like a murderous Care Bear.
Yeah. I'm a huge gloomy bear fan. I used to collect them. I have a bunch of them downstairs. But yeah, that was pretty much my weekend. More peaceful. It was like peaceful. It was like good. I'm getting in like all the holiday parties, all the stuff coming up.
I way overdid it. On Saturday, I didn't get home until 3:30. I partied I partied like back in the day. But like in all fairness, like we were talking to the band and just kind of, but the people in PC Pub were like, "You gotta go. Like go out the back door, just go."
Yeah.
Like we're trying to move the tables and clean up everything, and you're in our way. But yeah, definitely had so much fun. Like, and then in between everything else, I've been still binge watching Lucifer, which is just such a good show.
I gotta check that out. I've been
Oh my, you would love it. Love it.
I've been binge watching actual content about Lucifer.
He literally decides that he's going to quit running hell.
Okay.
And he comes to Earth, and it's like from there. But the therapist is really funny. Like, just, it's a really good cast. Like, even the guy that plays Lucifer, he's like on point, and he like still feels that it's his job to punish bad people, but like he's like charming in the same like sense.
Well, the devil is charming. That's part of his character trait.
It's such a good way to look at it. Like it's just different, and I don't know. I'm like season 4. I've been watching it like in between everything, and yeah. As soon as we're off of this, Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix and Gloomy Baron.
There's my
So as far as for Christmas, what are you asking for?
Okay, so I haven't asked really anyone for anything. I got my best friend Uggs because I'm this is like I love when people match with me, and this is like a very ironic time to be like I love matching with people. Like that's one of my things. Like I love matchy. Like if we are best friends, like we're gonna have keychains, we're gonna like do the whole thing. So I got my best friend Uggs because I have Uggs. And so I got my best friend Uggs to match. So the only thing I asked for was matching Ray-Bans with my best friend so that we can have matching Uggs and matching Ray-Bans. That's the only thing I've asked anyone for this Christmas.
Oh my gosh, what color Uggs did you go with?
I got black, and I got the platform ones, and the matching Uggs are also black. Like, so, and I asked for the same sunglasses, so it's like matchy.
I'm like, I'm trying to get like the opposite of the Demonica heels or platforms that I have. I want to get them in pink. So that I can wear like one black and one pink or like in white or something. Yeah. I'm really into like the two tones right now.
I love two tone. That's the only thing I've asked for. Like, I'm surprised since I haven't asked anyone else for anything or made a Christmas list or anything. I'm really like interested to see what people get me. Because if you know my interests, you know I love black metal, you know, I love like stoner metal, like stoner doom or doom. Um if you know me, you know, I just love like dark imagery, you know, I love spooky Catholicism and the devil.
What just happened?
I don't know, you just froze, girl, and then came back.
Were you frozen?
No, I don't think so. Maybe our producer can write in the chat if I was frozen too and didn't know it.
I don't know. I saw that I was making like a really weird face, but I'm like used to that.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows, viewing, if you pause at any point, I'm probably making a really, really weird face. It happens.
It wasn't that weird. I was not frozen, babe. Just you.
It wasn't like.
No.
I always look like I'm like mid sneeze.
I hate when people pause and then send me pictures of me pause.
Yeah, all the time, and I'm always making weird faces. That's how I know I make weird faces.
I know I'm chronically making weird faces because I am weird.
And I'm always like at the weirdest angle. Like it's always like
Halloween. I was like completely like I did like all this like hyper vampiric makeup and wore like a cape. I looked at myself in the reflection of the Wawa, and I look stupid as hell right now. And this Wawa security guard started like laughing, hysterically laughing, and I was like, I do. I look cool, but I admit I do look stupid as hell. He made his whole night. I made that man's night.
So somebody asked me this weekend, they're like, do you have a different co-host every week? And I was
Really?
like, no, I have Jesse.
Yeah.
The one and only. And they're like, didn't she have short hair? And I'm like, yeah, she changes her hair. It's the same person.
Yeah.
And they're like, really? Like I saw her the one day and she had like this really short bob cut. I was like, yeah, that's like her style. She's got vampire fangs too.
Yeah. You know, I'm doing 800 things at once.
Look, I did my nails.
Ooh,
I actually painted them. I put the long nails on and literally lost them before I even walked out the door.
These are my current nails. I got them because my favorite color is gray blue, and I felt like it was like that color. I kind of like the color I got before because it looks more like claws. But my nail tech asked me what the meaning of life was while I was getting my nails done, and it was like, brother, it's 9 a.m.
That's intense.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. He was like, your third eye's open. That's why I'm telling you this. And I was like, cool. We had like a whole discussion about like reincarnation and all this like stuff. And like he was like, I will see you again. And I was like, I mean, you did a good job, so like
yeah, you will be seeing me again.
Probably gonna see me again, I agree. But yeah, it was pretty intense. I was like, he was like, what's the meaning of life? And like it just kept going further and further and further and further and further and further. It was like, you know, what's the source of all pain? What is this? What is that? Why do we reincarnate? And I'm like, if you got the answers, I'm listening. I got some of the answers too.
I see. I would ask them what they would come back as.
He was like it was on some like I was like, oh yeah, whatever. But at the same time, I was like, oh my god, I am not awake yet.
Did they tell you what they would come back as?
No, they just told me why we come back, and it was like instinct.
I'm just throwing it out there. I definitely come back as a honey badger.
Those things are fucking vicious, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bite your fucking head off.
I don't know. I would choose not to come back, and if I probably would come back, I'd probably come back as a person so I can suffer some more, but so I can also love.
Aw.
Yeah. Because like love's like worth it to me. But yeah.
I could see you coming back as a bat.
I could come back, yeah, or I'd come back as a little dog because I love my little dog and I think he's the best thing in the world. Even though that he pee-pees in the house sometimes.
Ones are always they're always bad, but at the same time, like, man, sex just that dog like has my heartstrings, and she knows it too. Like she knows she's so cute. Like
Mhm.
this morning, she's like laying under the blanket, and the second I get up, she like puts her head like on my pillow and like lays there like, go ahead, take a picture. I know I'm
Yeah,
really cute right now.
that's
She
so
lets me get one picture, and then the rest she's like moving like
Mhm.
it's all like all blurry because she's like moving her head so fast, or
Hunter's
like her tongue is like sticking out, or
Mhm. Hunter's very photogenic. He's a very photogenic dog, and he doesn't know what a camera is. So, like, I'm always like, how is he so photogenic? But he's a good baby.
that's so funny because Jackson used to leave his iPad like on the
Mhm.
ottoman in my
Yeah.
living room. So the one day I'm like wondering, I saw Six up on the ottoman and she's like doing like this little two-step. And I'm like, what is she doing? And
She's looking at herself, I guess, right?
she figured out how to turn the camera on the iPad. She's standing on the iPad. She was taking her own pictures.
You have a smart dog,
There
dude.
was like 20 pictures on there.
That's so weird.
And I left them all on there. It's like, why does the dog have this many pictures on my phone? Why
Yeah,
is her
the
face
dog
all up in the phone? I was like, she
selfies.
figured it out.
That's so weird. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was hysterical. I'm like, I was watching her like from the kitchen. I'm like, what is she doing? Is she dancing?
Mhm.
And then I realized that she was taking selfies.
That's wild.
Whenever I go to take a selfie, like I'm lucky if I get one. The
Mhm.
rest of them, like she's just not. I shouldn't say she's not photogenic, but like you got to take a lot in order to
Yeah.
get that one.
I feel like Hunter's very photogenic. But like he's with my baby. I feel like he knows when I'm taking a photo of him.
I feel like once a month we need to wear onesies.
I feel like yeah, we could start matching. You just hit me up, let me
I'm
know.
so comfy in this right now.
You know.
I love onesies. I love Christmas sweaters.
I'm trying to think if I have a Christmas sweater.
I have
Probably
so
not.
many. I have one for every day of December.
That's hilarious.
I've realized that a lot of them are inappropriate though.
I love like a good like ugly Christmas sweater.
I have two Gremlin ones
That's fun.
because Gremlin's like one of my favorite
It
like
is a
Christmas
Christmas
movies.
movie.
I just watched it the other day. I watched New Batch. It's like yes.
It's fun.
Yeah, and then like a couple of years ago, Ozzy like posted a picture in the Gremlin sweater, and I was like,
Mhm.
oh my god, like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's uh something nerds, like comic nerds or something. I
Mhm.
don't know, but yeah, really, it's so cute. It's got Spike.
Yeah.
That one has Spike, and then I have another one with Gizmo like playing the piano.
I love that so much. Well, I just want to wish all our viewers happy holidays so far, and I hope that their festivities are awesome and they get to wear all their fun sweaters.
Yeah, be safe and definitely post tons of family pics. Life
Mhm.
is too short. I want to see them posted. I want to see
Absolutely.
everybody in their ugliest Christmas sweater, baking cookies, and just being festive.
We love looking, and the memories are what's capturing.
Yeah, it's time to be festive as fuck this year, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
But okay, another night, another episode.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
See you next week.